breaking news for those of you who missed it was Lauren won the basketball.
By 1 point.
Yeah, it was a tight-fought contest, but Faye unfortunately suffered defeat.
It's an impressive comeback at the end, though.
It was impressive. Anton, do you want to kick us off with questions for Lauren? Yeah, of course it is.
Hey, Lauren. Nice
Hello.
to see you.
Nice to see you as well.
Look, first off, I suppose it wouldn't be British if we didn't talk about the weather. So how's it been training in this very intense heat?
Yeah, it's been nice. I mean, it's way too hot for me. We were up early this morning just to sort of get training done because obviously it's been so hot and it's only going to get hotter. So it's important that we get the session done and try not to get too hot. But yeah, it's been a nightmare really. But it's obviously nice to have some sun because when do we ever get some sun really? But yeah, they could have picked a better time.
After a long season, though, is it kind of the last thing you need when you're going in such a big game?
I think obviously the heat's a contributing factor. It's not great, but it's something that we can't control. But yeah, it's important that we stick to our job and make sure that we're not out in the sun for too long because obviously it's not great for the skin and obviously get tired quite easy. But yeah, it's just one of them things and we've got to carry on how we normally do. And like I said, we're doing things like training earlier just to make sure that we're not affected too much by it.
So we're going into this game potentially without Serena Biegman again. Mukesh hasn't been able to take training either. So how's that been? How disruptive has it been? And have you actually managed to chat to her remotely?
Yeah, it's been different. Obviously, COVID's still around and it's a frustrating thing. And it's unfortunate that she's got it, but we've practiced for so long these scenarios and what would happen. And she's still involved in the sessions remotely as well. So it's good to have that as well. But we've still got a fantastic technical staff who have carried on supporting us, and yeah, it doesn't feel much different, to be honest. She's still there and she's still supporting us, whether that's remotely or in person as well.
Let's talk about on the pitch. England have been ridiculously entertaining to watch at times. Have we seen the best of you, Lauren, during this tournament?
I think it takes time. Obviously, it's my first major tournament with England as well, and in front of so many fans, it's nerve-wracking, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, I think it's just being consistent as well is something that I'm thriving towards. And personally, I don't think you've seen the best yet, but there's still time. And obviously, it's going to take a while. And I still need to remember I'm still so young. I'm still learning every single day. And yeah, I'm taking it all in my stride, really. And I've got a great group of players around me who are supporting me, and they're doing just as amazing as well. So yeah, it's important that we carry on this run. And everyone's taken so much confidence from the recent games. And it's important that we carry that on as well throughout the quarterfinals.
Talk about nerves. How is it going into now knockout football against one of the best teams in the world?
Yeah, it's exciting for me. Obviously, you're going to be a bit nervous, but I think the overriding feeling is excitement. We've played these before in the Arnold Clark Cup, and it was a massive learning curve for us, and we've done all the preparation needed, and it's important that we stay on track. We've got a lot of confidence from the previous games, obviously clean sheets, scoring lots of goals, and we're in a good place as a group. And yes, it's really exciting, and I'm looking forward to it.
You've played them in Spain in the Arnold Clark Cup. You've played them sort of in the build-up as well, and also you've played a lot of these Spanish players for City in the Champions League. So how good is this Spain team you're coming up against on Wednesday?
Yeah, they're going to be fantastic. I've got a lot of respect for them, and as do the rest of the team. They're going to be a great side, possession-based football, and we're ready for that. And we've done all the preparation needed for it. And obviously, there's a lot of girls who are going to be at City next season, a lot of people that I'm going to get to know as well, and there's people that we've played against before as well, so we know what they're like, and we're going to make sure we're the best prepared team come the game.
Thanks, Anton. We'll go to Emma at BBC.
Hi, Lauren.
Hello.
Do you think this will be the biggest test that you've faced in the tournament so far?
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, we've got a lot of respect for the teams that we have played and also the team that we're going to come up against, but it's going to be a massive challenge. We know that. Obviously, coming up into the quarterfinals, it's never going to be easy. Two top sides coming up against each other. So I think, yeah, we're just looking forward to it, and we know they're going to be tough. But I think the crowd's been fantastic for us as well, and hopefully we'll get that same turnout come the game. So, yeah, we're really excited.
A lot of people have said that Spain haven't quite looked at the level that perhaps people were expecting them to be at in the group stages. Is that how you've seen it? Have you seen a bit of vulnerability from them so far?
Yeah, we know they've got a lot of threats, but we also know there's a lot of opportunities to exploit, and we're definitely going to try and do that at the game. obviously I've watched quite a few of their games throughout the tournament, and yeah, they're a great side, but we know that on our day we can beat anyone, and that's what we're going to try and make sure that we do.
And just in terms of Serena, if she isn't back for the quarterfinal, I just wondered how much presence she actually has in the dressing room on match days. How much influence does she have?
Yeah, she has a massive influence. I think the whole of the technical staff do. We've got a great group of staff around us who bring out the best in every single one of us. So yeah, she plays a massive role. But like I said, whether it's remotely or in person, like she still does the same thing, and she's still connected with the group as well. So yeah, whether she's there on the pitch or there in the background, like I'm sure she'll have a massive influence in the game.
Thanks, Emma. Tom, if you wouldn't mind just keeping masks on even
Keep
for
mask
the
on,
questions.
okay.
Sorry about that.
No
Thank
problem. Hi, Laura. Nice to speak to you. I just wondered, you mentioned the heat in earlier, and I wondered if you could maybe give us an insight, please, into what sort of things this team have done before the tournament to help you prepare for that in terms of warm weather training and any of the extra things that you've been able to do to prepare.
Yeah, I think it's just sort of training earlier in the day. There hasn't been much heat, obviously, up until now, so it's been a bit hard to sort of have the same environment as that. But we've got ice jackets, things like that, where straight after the session we'll go and put it on just to sort of cool down. Little things like that, whether it's earlier training, sort of different things, just to make sure that we're not feeling as much from the heat. So yeah, we've made sure that we're prepared for any scenario.
Okay, and something else to prepare for, now we're in the knockout stages, I guess, with penalty shootouts. I know that's something the team have said you've been practicing. Is that something that's stepped up in the last couple of days?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, anything can happen in the knockout stages, and it's important that we're all prepared if we're needed to take a penalty. So, yeah, we've definitely been practicing that to make sure that we are very prepared. And this hasn't just started recently; it's been an ongoing thing that we've done throughout the whole tournament and before.
And what sort of things can you do to try and replicate that pressure environment of a shootout when you're in training? Are you sort of trying to put each other off, put each other under pressure? How does it go when you're practicing that?
Yeah, I think it's always hard to replicate a game situation because it's never going to be exactly the same. You're never going to feel the same pressure. But we've tried to replicate it as much as possible. The staff have been fantastic with that, finding different strategies and different ways that we can make sure that we're the best prepared team, and we've all got sort of a way of taking the penalty and things like that, and we're just trying to practice that as much as possible in such a short space of time.
Thank you, and good luck Wednesday.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. We'll go to John at the Daily Mirror at the front, please. Thank you. Thanks, Tom.
Hi, Lauren. Can I just carry on that theme of penalties? It's always been such a thing for England, doesn't it? No matter what tournament, what sort of age group or whatever it is. Do you feel that kind of pressure as a squad, or is that something you're eager to avoid, that sort of kind of the pressure of penalty shootouts and the expectation on England?
I think there's always going to be a bit of pressure, but like I said, we've been practicing to make sure that we don't feel the pressure as much as we would. So yeah, we've been trying different things to make sure that we are the best prepared team. But yeah, it's going to be nerve-wracking, and I think all of us have experienced penalty shootouts before. So I'd say we're a very experienced group as well, who've been involved in things like that and pressure situations. So we all know what it's like, and we've all been a part of big games. So hopefully, when it comes, we won't be as nervous taking them.
Do they keep charts, the coaching staff? Are you aware of who's at the top and who's at the bottom?
I'm not aware, no. Yeah, it's something that we've been preparing for a long time, and I'm sure everyone's missed at some point. So, yeah, we'll have to see.
You just touched on sort of earlier in the chat, you were saying about nerves and how that's maybe impacted upon you or otherwise. Do you feel that kind of, there's the eyes of the nation, it's such a big tournament, you're host at this stage. Do you feel that extra pressure has maybe impacted upon you?
I wouldn't say I feel an extra pressure as such. I think as a group we're in a really good place, and we've taken a lot of confidence from recent games and previously as well. I think obviously it being a major tournament in your home nation as well is going to bring some added pressure. And obviously we've got such a high expectation of the squad to go on and do big things. So yeah, everyone's going to be nervous at some point, but yeah, it's important to take each game as it comes, and yeah, trying to get the best out of each other.
And for yourself, those nerves, is that something you have to battle, you have to overcome?
Yeah, I think for me, I always get nerves coming into a game, but as soon as I get on that pitch and start playing, the nerves just disappear, and I think crowd's a massive thing as well, just giving you that buzz and that extra push to carry on throughout the whole 90 minutes. So yeah, they've been a credit to us as well, and it's great to have their support as well. And yeah, as a group, we're all supporting each other to make sure that we don't feel as nervous going into each game and that we're as best prepared as possible.
Thank you.
Thanks, John. We'll go to Pierre Licky, just behind.
I was wondering, do you talk to your family or your relatives about the excitement that you generate in the whole country? I mean, are you aware of that, or maybe this is something you want to stay away, and you prefer to remain in your bubble?
Yeah, I think for me, a lot of the stuff on social media I don't see, just because I'm not sort of on it as much as I would normally be, it being a sort of major tournament. But yeah, I'm always speaking to my friends and family about the tournament, and everyone's just so excited. You hear from so many people wishing you good luck. And well done messages as well. So it's great to have that, especially from people you might not necessarily hear from, for them to sort of be watching it as well. You just know that the eyes of the nation are all watching you, and it's great for women's football because it's only going to help grow the game the more people are watching it. And we've had packed out crowds, and I know there's been so many TV views as well. So it's only good for women's football.
Thanks, Pierre. We'll keep the microphone this side. We'll go to Matt. Just Matt at the Express, and then Sandra after that.
Hi, Lauren. You spoke about some of those messages from unexpected people. Who's reached out to you that you've been surprised by?
I think a lot of it is just like old friends, school friends, old coaches. I know as an FA, we're keeping in contact with grassroots clubs and things like that, and I've had a lot of support from my old grassroots teams as well. So it's great to know that there's so many people supporting me from back home, and obviously coming from a small area in Norfolk. Yeah, it's great to have the support of them, and I know everyone around the country is really hoping that we do well.
Any better known names as well or amongst there? Because everyone seems to be watching.
I wouldn't say I've had anyone famous message me, but yeah, I know there's a lot of well-known people supporting us, which is great.
When you speak to your parents, are they aware of your profile raising?
I think it's obviously a shock for them to know that quite a lot of people have got their eye on you. But yeah, I know I've got their support, and they've been fantastic with me sort of growing up, and obviously now coming to every single game at the Euros as well is great to have their support as well. And I know they've been travelling hours on end the last couple of weeks to come and support, which is fantastic.
Were they in the orange shirts at Southampton by any chance?
Yeah, I think they were.
I think I might
They
have
got
been
mum and dad
behind
written on the back of the shirt. Yeah.
I think I saw them walking in. There's quite a group of them, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. They've got a great support network.
Thanks, Matt. We'll go to Sandra right at the back, if that's okay.
Thank you. Hi, Lauren. Hope you're well.
Yeah.
You mentioned the Arnold Clark Cup game earlier against Spain earlier this year. How do you feel that you've evolved as a player since then? Because a lot of people touted you as one to watch at that tournament. How do you feel about that journey you've been on and how you've developed since then up to now?
Yeah, I think I've developed massively. I think a lot of it's being under coaching from Serena and Ian, and obviously back at City as well. I've learned a lot as a player the last few months, and it's only helped me grow. I think there's a lot to take from that tournament to now, because obviously you're in pressured situations there, even though it was like a sort of friendly tournament. There's still things I could take from that now into the Euros, so it's great to have that. And I've experienced large crowds, for example, the FA Cup final, things like that, where large groups of fans are coming to support as well, which is fantastic. And it only helps then when coming into such a pressured environment that it helps sort of settle them nerves and just be able to enjoy the football.
And obviously you mentioned the City players in Spain's team, the new ones. How do you feel about going up against someone like Leila Houabi and Leia Alexandri, for example? Did you watch a little bit of them just before they were announced?
Yeah, I'm really excited to play up against them as well. Obviously, it's a great signings to have, and I'm really looking forward to welcoming them into the team. But obviously, come the game, all eyes will be on doing what we do best and making sure that we execute our game plan. So, yeah, friendships aside, it's now rivalries at the moment. But yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting them and for them to join City. But right now, I'm focused on doing a job at England.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sandra. We'll go to Alison at the front.
Hi, Lauren. We just saw you won a basketball tournament outside. We know you've been playing a lot of darts and some table tennis. Obviously, it's really important to keep calm and enjoy yourself. But talk to me about when you kind of get that game face on, or are you always kind of relaxed heading into a game?
I think for me personally, I'm always pretty relaxed. I like to keep myself busy. I quite enjoy my Lego, so I'm always doing that in my room as well, and paint by numbers, things like that, just to keep me occupied, because sometimes I don't just like sitting there watching TV. I like sort of cracking on with things, and like you said, just enjoying playing table tennis, things like that. But obviously when on game day, I'm sort of more game focused, and I like to just chill out. And yeah, I don't really think about the game too much, I try and keep it simple for me as a player. So yeah, I like to sort of just relax and chill, but obviously as soon as game day hits, I'm focused.
I love the Lego. Have you got a Wembley Stadium perchance?
No, not at the moment. I struggle to find that. At the moment, I'm doing a typewriter. It's pretty
Amazing.
random, but yeah, I just picked the first one I seen and got that sent to the Lensbury, so yeah.
Brilliant. Well, if someone's listening, could someone please send her a Wembley Stadium? That would be fantastic.
Or sponsorship.
Just a word on, there was a lot of chat about you coming into the tournament, and how pleased are you that you've been able to show what you can do on such a big stage?
Yeah, I'm so lucky to be given an opportunity to sort of play such a massive role in the recent games. Yeah, I'm just thankful to be a part of this fantastic squad. We've got such an amazing depth as well. Anyone can come on and change a game, and I think you've seen that from the recent games as well, that yeah, we've got such a fantastic side that anyone can come in and do a job, and it's important that we carry that on. But I'm enjoying being here, and I'm loving playing in such big games as well. Hopefully, long may that continue.
And we've been enjoying watching you. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alison. We'll go to Catherine at the Mail.
Hi, Lauren. We've noticed, I guess, in the first 3 games that teams are maybe trying to double up on you just to deal with your threats. It's something you're probably used to in the WSL last season. It shows a lot of respect to you that teams think they need to do that to try and keep you quiet. But how do you kind of deal with that as an attacking player? I know you and Beth have sometimes switched over wings as well a couple of times during games.
Yeah, I think obviously it's a different experience. It's something that I haven't necessarily come up against before, where teams are trying to put a couple of players on you. But yeah, it's nice to have that, but it also means that there's space somewhere else. If it's not for me, then it means someone else is free as well. So I want to do a job for the team, and whether that's creating space for other people to get on the ball, then that's just as important for me. So yeah, it's hopefully continuing that even if players are doubling up on me, it's either that there's space elsewhere or I need to make space for myself as well. So it's something that I'm getting used to, and I think I need to get used to it, as it's going to probably come about quite a lot in the future as well. So it's all learning for me, and it's important that I make sure I stick to what I'm doing and sort of find different ways of getting past players, whether that's using other people or creating space for others to get on it as well.
And just finally, wanted to ask you about your goal, because I know you had a bit of a wait to celebrate it against Norway, but just to kind of sum up how much that meant to you, because you did kind of celebrate it quite a lot. It seemed like it meant a lot to you.
Yeah, to be fair, it's something that I haven't experienced before with VAR, and it taking so long for it to come through. And obviously at the time I didn't think that I'd scored, but part of me was thinking that it was actually onside. And yeah, to get them to tell me that it was onside and that I'd scored, yeah, it was a massive moment, because obviously every kid's dream is to play in a Euros, to score in a Euros, and even though it was a tap-in, like, it meant so much to me. And yeah, I was so grateful to score that goal as well, and yeah, just be a part of a squad who's doing so well.
Miles on side.
Thanks, Catherine. We'll take a final question from Antoine at the back.
Thank you very much for Canal Plus French TV. Lauren, 14 goals scored in groups, it's a record. Is that the best attack you've ever been part?
Yeah, I think we've got a fantastic squad, a fantastic togetherness as well. I think I haven't been part of a group that's so together, and yeah, everyone's playing a massive role in that, whether that's the 11 that start or the players that come on or the players that support as well. We've got a great squad depth, and yeah, we've been scoring so many goals, and that's given us a lot of confidence, and hopefully we'll take that on to the next few games. Like, we want to keep scoring goals, we want to keep getting clean sheets, and that's how we're going to win games. And yeah, we want to keep doing that, and it's important that we stick with the process, and something's going right, which is great, and we want to keep doing that, and it obviously doesn't stop here.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Antoine. Thank you very much. Oh, we'll take one last one from Neil.
Hi, Lauren. Hope you're well.
Hiya.
Good to see you. I just wondered how much of the squad, how much the squad has been watching Spain play. There seems to be, you know, they're not converting their possession into goals, and there's a bit of frustration amongst the fans about that. Do you think they're missing Jennifer Hermoso and Alexia Putellas very much in this tournament, and does that give you confidence against, you know, what were the pre-tournament favourites?
Yeah, I think, like I said earlier, we've got so much respect for Spain as a team, and obviously they are missing some key players. So yeah, I think it's important that we go into the game with the same mindset, the same attitude. They're still a fantastic team, even though they are missing some key players. And we have been watching some of their games like we have done with every other team that we might come up against. So yeah, it's important that we stick to us and stick to our strengths, and hopefully we can capitalise on their opportunities, that hopefully we can get goals and things like that. And yeah, it's important that we stick to our game plan and not necessarily focus on the opposition and who they're missing.
Thanks, Neil. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Lauren.
Thank you. Thanks.